curious, this whole issue of the terminology. I remember, to me, this is really important. The whole, and you bring this up in the next thing. I think you're talking about terminology when you say in number 2. Is it appropriate using unit timing as it introduced now, since the definition of the term unit timing is avoided? If the unit corresponds to a musical beat, contact rhythm shorter or longer of a unit can't be expressed. If a unit does not correspond to a musical beat, then what can express the time unit? Am I right that you're talking about the terminology that we use, the word unit? This
Yes.
it causes
Yes.
confusion. It's a terminology, right?
Partly
The term.
terminology, but partly it's a kind of limiting way of using. So it suggests, yeah, of course I know what unit timing is because there are examples in Anne's book and then she told me.
Right.
But if we agree with using unit timing, it means that we can use all.
Oops. Oh no. Please keep on. This is the stupid trouble with. This is why I'm so afraid of my.
Can you speak again?
Can you hear it? Oh no, we got it. Go it again.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So if unit timing means the beats, then it means that we can express movements only a beat long.
Yes.
And nothing else. But it is very limiting. It's a very limited way of notating movement. Movement has rhythm, different rhythms. And then you cannot express rhythm with unit timing, because in unit timing you can express only a time unit.
To me, the word unit connotes different things. The way I use the word unit, for example, in the book that Ray and I wrote on motif notation, and the way I even think about it in Laban notation, is a unit can be any amount of discrete amount of time, any discrete portion over the progression of time.
Okay.
That's
okay,
one
but it is
thing.
against the meaning of the word.
Well,
Because
no.
a millimeter is a unit, a meter is a unit, then you say that 3 units, which means 3 millimeters or 3 meters. A unit is a unit.
Well, yes, but maybe in musical terminology, but in every, if I'm saying if I say bum ba 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 bum bum ba 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 bum, I can say that there were 2 units there. That's another way of using that term. I can say there were 8 units. Bum ba 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 bum ba bum ba 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 bum. Or I can say there were 2 units. The
2 phrases.
2 phrases, or it could be, the unit could be a whole long thing or any. So the word unit has different definitions, and also another way you can, and this is why I thought maybe the word unit, and this is why I don't like the word unit, because it can mean these different things, is that horizontally, that it was saying that in what we call unit timing, that the direction sign and the support sign are lined up together as a unit. See, that's another way that a person can use the word, and that's as opposed to what we call exact timing, where they're not lined up. The gesture and the support are not lined up, so they're not unit timing. So that's why I think it's confusing. Again, using that word unit has so many different connotations. And again, if you say the word exact timing, specific timing, as I said earlier, it's no more specific the unit way is no more specific or exacting in the way in what it says. It's only more visually exacting.
The thing about the word unit, the advantage of using the word unit is one word. If you're not going to use the word unit, you have to use definitions. So it just seems that when you notate this, in this school or in this theory, we understand unit to mean, and you just change it for different...
But wouldn't it be better if we could... See, this is again another criteria. We use words and we get really confused by them within or between. I mean, they're all, I think of the word direct, either within the system or, let's say, between Laban notation and kinetography, because people come from different, you know.
Charlotte, what you are saying about unit, this is what I'm hearing the first time. So I think that unit timing in this, how to say, that these two words together always meant timing.
Yes.
So that a unit is for a support and the gesture together.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that when we say the word unit timing, that we don't all know what we mean because we've decided on that definition. But I'm saying that it was a mistake maybe in the or exact timing. I mean, you could say that it's the blah blah, and we already know what it is. But it's not a good word because it makes you think of other things.
Well, Charlotte, you can go through the whole system and pick out any word like direction and say, well, this means different things in different...
You're the one who always says that, Mr. Cook.
I know.
Woo! The pot calling the kettle black. He's turning red. Well, I know, but I mean, you're right. No matter what word, I mean, when you're talking about effort, oh my God, the confusions. But if a word really starts causing confusion, even though we all know what it means, and we can find, like I was thinking...
Well, let me just jump in for a minute. Is the word unit causing confusion?
Well, when I heard people at the ICL conference, we only heard a bit of it. But am I right? You said the word. They started talking about this thing, and people started saying, "Well, what is a unit?" Blah 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 blah. Am I right? It was causing problems.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, even though people know presumably. So I was thinking if we were able to change the terminology to something like I was just thinking like fantasizing like what if it was. If the issue is that it's different from that the two things are different because of the lining up, maybe it could be unified timing. That the one we call unit timing could be called unified because the symbols are together. I don't know, some other term.
This is why we introduced the rhythm timing.
The term.
Actually, the length of the symbol expresses the rhythm, not a unit.
Rhythm.
Yes.
Rhythm timing.
Because the rhythm can be half of a unit, twice as long as a unit, and then we have the unit for the beat.
But so rhythm timing, the term rhythm timing is... But are you saying, but you use the word rhythm timing not only as a substitute for the word unit, but you actually, if we have all these different ways in the system.
No, you're right. Substitute for the unit timing. So because actually it is the same, like we used formal unit timing, but unit timing hasn't been defined. There is no definition for unit timing.
Exactly.
For rhythm timing, you can find the definition.
Right. And what about the term specific timing? Doesn't that cause confusions because then it makes people think that unit timing is not specific?
Yeah.
Do you find that?
No. Also with this rhythm, the new word, the rhythm timing, the problem that the exact timing expresses rhythm much better than the unit time. rhythm expressive timing. Because in exact timing, everything is exact. Except people do not use consequently the exact time.
Everything is exact, but it's no. It's visually exact, but it's no more exact than it is well. It's visually more exact, but it does not give you any more exact information about how long and when. How long the movement is and when the touching occurs. It doesn't give you any other information. Exact timing does not give you any more information about how long to do the movement or when you're supposed to do the touching. All it does is look.
It is. Exact timing gives the exact representation of movement on paper, I think.
On the paper, but it doesn't say to you anything more exacting about how long the movement takes, right? We know the fact that we do the movement exactly the same way when we read both things. So the problem is that when you're talking, like when we talk in theory meetings, and people start to talk about unit timing and exact timing, they start to say that because we use the term exact timing, they tend to think, well, if I just want to make a general statement, I use unit timing. It's not any more of a general statement. It doesn't tell you any less about the duration. It's just visually they look better.
In structured notation, there is no free timing. So you have to use some other tools for a general statement.
There's no free timing in unit timing either.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But the word, exactly.
The word suggests.
I remember Katie Gwynn, and who is an advanced student, but she's was just studying. I'm remembering her and some other people who were saying, well, if you just want to make a general statement, then we can use unit timing. And they misconstrued what the differences are because the terms push people to start thinking a certain way. That's why words matter. Sandra is sitting here, she'd say, no, they don't matter because we know what it is. We know what the symbols say. But I say no, the words do matter because they tend to make us, first of all, confused about what we're writing and reading and talking about. And then people start to not understand what the notation is because the words themselves have led them somewhere. Right? Good.
Yeah.
So, do we want to continue go on to the next topic, or should we? Do we have anything more with this? Okay.